I know. Kartra 7.0 just came out, and now you can't find anything. There are more clicks here, less clicks there, no more save and next, which is a great thing, but a whole bunch of features are just not where we expect them to be. So don't worry, I've got you. I'm going to be doing a whole series of videos helping you find the things that you're looking for, troubleshooting what's very, very different, and just trying to help you navigate the best that you can. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. And let's start with going over the overview of kind of what's new and what to expect. Let's quick walk through the release notes, and then we're going to get into Kartra and take a look at everything. But I'm not going to read this all to you, but I do want to just go through the highlights. So reorganized navigation and dashboards. It's refined, meaning there's less things on the sidebar, but of course, for us, that means some of the things that were super easy for us to just know exactly where they were from muscle memory are now going to be harder to find, and there are more clicks to get in there. They wanted to reduce the visual clutter, but I'm not a big fan. Global search, this is pretty cool. You are able to search for something inside of a toolbar and it'll just pull up all of the assets that have that name. Now, if you are a student or a client of mine, you know my naming convention. That makes it super easy for you to find all of the things that are connected. The coolest thing about the global search is that when you search for that name, all of the assets in that funnel will pop up. The quick start launchers. So this is supposed to speed up your content creation with quick start options. So there's going to be like a default thank you page in your form if you don't want to put a custom one in. There are placeholder subject lines for emails, things like that. In some places, I think this can be helpful. In others, I've seen it already do a lot of harm. There are placeholder subject lines in emails, for example. The placeholder right now is welcome to Kartra. If you were to forget to change your subject line, that is what's going to go out. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm just giving you my honest opinion here as we work through things. And just right off the bat, I do want to say that I acknowledge that change is hard for everyone, some of us more than others. For myself, change is difficult. So I acknowledge that some of these things will just take some getting used to. But I will say that I will honestly share where I think things need to be adjusted. And I also want to point out that as you're going through your Kartra account as well, you want to take every opportunity you can to give them feedback. So after you create an asset, right now there's a pop-up that asks you how that experience was. You can give a star rating and feedback. Please, I encourage you to use that, not only to give feedback where there are issues and problems, but also to give 5 stars and kudos where you like the changes, so that the development team gets both the positive and the negative feedback. Also, open tickets whenever you run into issues. There are going to be bugs. There are going to be things that on first go thought they'd be great, and now they know that feedback from us says it's not working out the way they expected. But that can only happen if we all do our part in giving them the feedback. So I just did want to encourage you to do that. Okay, so the quick start launchers, I get that they are trying to make it easier for us to get from idea to launching something, but now we are no longer forced to go through all of the setup steps before something is out there, and this can lead to forgetting details. When I do the video on broadcasts, especially, and when I do the video on memberships, you will see how there are quite a few places where if you don't make the effort to go in and edit and update, you're going to be left with some default things that you just don't want to have. Next up, the campaigns refresh. So definitely Kartra has put a lot of effort into creating a lot more campaigns over the past year or so and making that campaign area a little bit easier to deploy campaigns. You no longer have to add a prefix in, things like that. I can see how that can be helpful, but everyone needs that. Enhanced contacts management. There's a new dashboard, customizable columns in the contacts view, which is cool. A dedicated dashboard for managing custom fields. We'll go in. I'll share. I'll share my thoughts with you on that. Okay, so the big thing here being, let's take a look at the new places to find things. You now have three sections. There's a features menu, which is number 1. There's the resource menu, which is number 2, and the profile menu in the top right. And some things have definitely moved around. The feature is going to be where tools are grouped by similar intents. We now have campaigns, pages, memberships, contacts, sales, marketing, events, and help desks. Some of the things that we were able to click directly into now are in subcategories. And depending on how you think of things, they might make total sense or they might be confusing. But it does take a little bit of clicking around now to maybe find the things you're looking for, but everything's there. The resource menu having your account settings, your media center, and the resource center. Profile menu is the admin side. So this is where you're going to find your team members, your billing. Those are what we would usually find up there. Your dashboard is now moved over into the top right, and we've seen the agency and affiliate section move up into the top right as well. Global account search, I'm really happy about. Global recycle bin, so everything that you may have deleted is going to be up in one searchable recycle bin. Redesigned asset dashboards and quick access shortcuts. So what they've done is they've allowed us to have quick access to certain sections rather than having to go through the menu. You will note that in some areas there's no pencil to edit. In some areas there are a specific pencil and then other things have been broken out. You will want to click on the name of the asset. So in this case, we're looking at memberships. If you click on the pencil, this will take you right into the builder. If you want to edit the actual settings, click on the name and that'll take you directly to there. I like this because it allows us not to have to go through the entire editing process when we're trying to just make a tweak to one specific thing, but it will be an adjustment. You can now change your username, which is definitely a good feature. You don't want to obviously overuse this feature. It says you want to use this carefully because custom domains would need to be relinked. If your username is changed, your old assets, your old links will all need to be updated, and you can only update your username once every 2 weeks. So I think it's good to have in the effect that you might need that, but definitely not something we want to just go around doing all the time. Creating and editing assets. Pre-configured setups. This I honestly really hate in use. In theory, I was definitely on board with the idea. In using it now, I'm finding it to be more trouble than it's worth. The flexible customization, love it. No, even next, you can click through to the different parts of the setup sections. Go directly where you need to go. Quick and easy publishing. If the defaults work for you, publish immediately and save time. Honestly, there's not going to be a time where the defaults work for you. And in fact, in many places, like I mentioned, broadcasts, I'm looking at you, the defaults are embarrassing and definitely don't work. So what's the point of having them? But we'll look into it. Campaigns reimagined. Okay, so you can start from a pre-built strategy in campaigns and work from that, or you can start from scratch. If you're a client or student of mine, you know, the way that I feel is that editing a done for you campaign takes just about as much time as working through creating something from scratch, with from scratch allowing you way more flexibility with choosing your own templates and putting together the pieces that you want. Whereas using a campaign saves you time in that pages are already matching as far as text and colors and things like that. But remember that you're going to change the text and change the colors and change out the images anyway. So like I said, it's sort of six in one, half a dozen of the other. The only reason why where I love campaigns is if the design is something that you like. Other than that, you know, you can start from a campaign to help save you time in having to choose your pages and templates if you prefer that. But it's not any harder to create from scratch. Managing contacts here, you can save your contact imports as drafts and then import them. Honestly, I think mostly we're importing when we first move to Kartra. It's not something we're using often throughout our process, so I'm not sure it needed a separate tab, but good to know we have one. The fact that we're calling leads contacts now really is annoying to me because I don't understand when you have a bunch of users that are used to calling something one thing and now have to get used to calling it another. And I'm not really seeing any benefit in that. And you can see here, even in this screenshot, it says all contacts, but over here it says plus leads. So are we calling them contacts? Are we calling them leads? That's frustrating to me. This cool feature, though, is that you can adjust which columns show here. So if source is not really the most important thing for you to see here, can you take that off and replace it, or can you just add these others? We'll see. I haven't gotten into it yet. Affiliate promos. This is definitely a good upgrade. The affiliate account has moved up into the top right to log into your own affiliate, the affiliate area. And your affiliates now will log in to an affiliate only dashboard that doesn't include all of the regular Kartra menu, which is super confusing for your affiliates. I'm loving this step in the right direction. I think there are still issues with the affiliate tracking and all of that that really need to get sorted, but this is definitely an upgrade. Menu changes in the left-hand side bar. So products has been renamed sales, tracking moved into marketing out of products, sales analytics has moved to a place called payments, which I don't like. Communications split into contacts and marketing. Broadcasts are renamed email and SMS, which I do see that can make more sense in just thinking I need to email my list. So I'm looking for email. And that has moved into marketing. Sequences, automations, funnels, and campaigns have moved into marketing. Actually, campaigns is in its own section, so I don't think this is even updated. Is even right. Forms, surveys, and leads moved to contacts. Webinars and calendars are in events. Agency and affiliate promos moved up to the top right admin menu. We went over that. And integrations has moved to the settings in the lower left menu. The admin menu in the top right, we've got our email notifications and settings moved into the settings in the lower left. Custom domains is called domains and moved to settings. DKIM is in settings under domains, and we already know about the agency and affiliate section. Okay. Feedback pathways. So after publishing a new asset, you'll see that success message that I talked about. And I really, really, like I said, I want you to use that. Give Kartra your feedback. Okay, let's get into an actual Kartra account and see how this all plays out. This video, I'm going to go through just a quick rundown of all of that here in my demo account, and then I'm going to record separate videos for each of the sections that I feel like require more of a deep dive. So we do have So under campaigns, we do have two subcategories. My campaigns, which are campaigns that you've created. And then we have the marketplace, which includes the marketplace where other Kartra users sell or give away their templates, and available campaigns, which show the free done for you campaigns from Kartra, and also any campaigns that you've imported. Honestly, I wish that available campaigns was under my campaigns. That makes more sense to me, but these are the options we have. Underneath that, we've got pages. Now, I like the order of this where we've got pages and then memberships and then contacts and sales, because if you are a client or a student of mine, you know that I teach the roadmap or the blueprint with the 5 steps of creation. And we always start with our pages first. Then we create the content in a membership if necessary. And then if it's free, we use a form, which is in contacts. And if it's paid, we use a product, which is in sales. And then we end off with our email sequence, which is in marketing. So these are now in the perfect order, in my humble opinion. In pages, we have all pages. That makes sense. Under memberships, we've got our memberships, our portals, and the comments from our memberships. In contacts, we've got all contacts, forms, lists, surveys, and imports. So surveys has moved into here under our contacts. Under sales, we have products, affiliates, self-billing, sales tax, and payments. Most notably, that's been moved out of this section is tracking, which is now in marketing. Under marketing, we do have our emails. So our broadcasts in the sidebar are now called emails and SMS. That makes sense for our broadcasts, but it is a name change. Sequences, automations, funnels, and tracking. Next, we have events, which includes calendars and webinars, and that makes a lot of sense to me. And of course, our help desks, tickets, and live chat. We have our media center, which still has the same components. We have all of our videos, our images, our audios, and files. There's definitely a cool update for images. So when I publish that video of the deep dive into the media center, you're going to want you check that out. And then we have our settings, which now includes our counts, our email notifications settings, our integrations and domains, which includes custom domains and the DKIM. So some of these features have definitely moved from the top right down to the bottom left. Resource Center is going to open up the Kartra knowledge base, learning events, the certified partners tab, and the community is going to link you over to the Facebook group. Up in the top right, we have now our dashboard, our profile, our team members, and that affiliate section, which has moved over here, and sign out. So I hope this video was helpful to kind of show you where to go and find the things you may be looking for. Please be sure to subscribe so that you get the rest of this series as I break each section down and we get into them together.